What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? My name is Crystal Denitra, and I am back with another video. I am finally on camera today, and that's only because I took a little photo shoot for an upcoming project that I'm working on. So I decided to show you guys my little makeup and how it came out. But today we are going to talk about alcoholism and the narcissist. And I'm sorry, my heat just came on, so now my hair wants to blow. I think it's very important to understand why narcissists choose alcohol. Why do they choose that as an escape? So we always start off with definitions. First of all, thank you to all of my new subscribers, everybody that's been hitting that like button. I see my short videos have been getting a lot of views, but we need the likes to come up on the regular videos. So I do appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of the new subscribers, but if we can please just get those likes up, this will help YouTube's algorithm so people can find the videos easily. A lot of people need this information. I've gone through so many YouTube channels that have similar topics, and it seems as if everyone is talking about narcissism. I chose this topic because this was something that I've dealt with. You know, I grew up with a narcissist, and then I end up marrying a narcissist. So I want to get into why narcissists use alcohol as kind of like a scapegoat. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is alcoholism. What is it? Alcohol use disorder is also called alcoholism. Is a chronic disease characterized by uncontrolled drinking and preoccupation with alcohol. Alcoholism is the inability to control drinking due to both physical and emotional dependence on alcohol. And we already know what a narcissist is. A narcissist is someone who values self more than they value anyone else. You know, they don't really care about other people. They're emotionalist people. They're non-sympathetic people. You know, they put themselves on such a higher pedestal than everyone else, so to speak. So the reason why they choose alcohol is pretty much just to escape. They are trying to escape the emptiness that they feel inside. You know, they already, most of them have a lot of trauma bonds, a lot of things that they grew up with, and they don't really know how to handle it. But the thing about it is they're not interested to go to therapy. They're not interested to make things better. As a matter of fact, they would rather their partner or whoever they're with, they would rather that person go to therapy other than themselves. I'm sorry, my dog is doing some stuff. Go sit down, Dakota. So anyway, they become very combative. You know, they become very angry. It's like the grandiose attitude that they already had, this big boisterous attitude, gets magnified times 10 because of that alcohol. And I know for me and my personal experiences, pretty much all of my DV incidences happened off of alcohol. The person was drinking. My ex-husband was drunk. I would say 99.9 of the time. And, you know, every time we used to get into it when he was drinking, I just remember he was just so intense. Like he just turned into, it seems like the Incredible Hulk, you know, because they get this power that they never thought that they had before, and it gives them that liquid courage. Now, I'm not talking about a person who's not a narcissist, you know, someone who can handle their liquor, you know, someone who knows their limits. Narcissists, they don't really have any limits. They push everything to the max, pretty much. A couple of my notes here. They're pretty much using the alcohol as an escape. Like I said, they don't want to get therapy. They don't want to get help for their issues. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, they'll turn to alcohol or some other substance to kind of minimize how they feel about themselves. But what they do is they minimize their behaviors. You know, they try to use a lot of deflection. They'll try to say, oh no, I'm not drunk, or, you know, you're just looking too much into it, or this or that. But 9 times out of 10, the other person that's on the receiving end knows what it, you know, we know what it is. They're most likely to get in fights, whether they're emotional, whether they're abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive. Like I said, the arrogance that they have just magnifies, you know, and they almost become a different person. You know what I'm saying? And when you confront them, it seems as if that's when they get the most angry. So we really have to be careful when we're dealing with narcissistic people. My hair just really blowing all over the place. When we're dealing with narcissistic people and alcohol, we have to be careful because sometimes things can turn violent in the way that we don't want it to become. So, you know, like I said, when I was with my ex, I felt like I was always looking over my shoulder. Like I didn't even trust him walking up behind me, you know, because I just know if he was off that liquid courage, one thing I can say will just set him off. And I remember moving out when I actually separated from him. I found over 50, or it may have been 100 beer bottles and beer cans hidden under my stairs. So he was pretty much a closet drinker. I knew he had an issue, but I didn't know that it was as bad as it was. And I kind of just always gave him a pass. And I kind of was his enabler, you know, without even knowing it, so to speak, because when we got together, I felt like I just wanted to rescue him and help him because I felt so bad about him not having a relationship with his mom. Like I said, his mom pretty much just left him with his grandmother and she went on about her life. And I know that hurt him. I know that was detrimental to him. But just know that when you're dealing with an alcoholic, you're dealing with a narcissist and alcohol. Just know that things can get physical. So you have to protect yourself. You know, you have to get out of that situation because it's never going to get better. You know, the narcissist already doesn't want to change. You know, they think that they're okay. They think that everything that they do is fine. And then you have a person that's drinking too on top of that. It's just a no-win situation. So I would just encourage you guys to, you know, be careful. You know, if you know you're in a relationship with someone and everything is always about them, you know, how they look, how they dress, you know, you catering to to their needs, and they're, you know, on top of that, they're drinking. You really just have to find yourself in a safe space. You know, that's what I had to do. It took me a long time to realize that he wasn't going to change, you know, and the more I got on him about the drinking, it seems like the worse it becomes. I remember one time he left the alcohol out on the counter and my son got to it. And the only reason why I know my son got to it is because at the time I was trying to get a job at one of the hospitals. And I had to use my son's urine because I was smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to cover myself, but it came back. My son's urine came back positive for alcohol. So I knew at that point, you know, I was dealing with a monster and a demon that I had no control over. So it's important that you guys recognize these signs. You know, like I said, unfortunately, narcissistic people don't want to get help. And it's like the more you push them, the more combative they're going to be, the more arrogant they're going to be. You know, when people are drinking, they get a high dopamine rush, you know, so they're getting that rush. They're getting that feeling of freedom. You know, they're escaping their issues for the moment. But once they come down off that high, their issues are still there. So I just want to encourage you guys, you know, if you're in a relationship with someone and they're a heavy drinker and you're not a drinker, or maybe you are a drinker, but you know how to handle your liquor, you might need to consider walking away, because I don't ever want to see anybody in a situation where you become a statistic and on the news. I know for me, like I said, pretty much all of my domestical issues, the person was drinking, even boyfriends after my ex-husband. Pretty much I feel like I attract these narcissist alcoholics, you know, and the only way to make them feel better, sometimes I had to drink, and I'm not really even a drinker. I had one boyfriend at the time, probably about 2 years ago, the one that beat me up so bad where I lost consciousness. He was drunk during that incident and I wasn't drinking at that point. And I think that's the reason why he got upset, because I wasn't drinking. You know, they find reasons and they find ways to, you know, take their anger out on you, but we don't have to stand for that. Like we are so much bigger and better than what they portray us to be. So I just want to encourage you guys to walk away. It's okay to start over. You know, I told myself a long time ago that I have to do this for me and my kids. Like, it's detrimental. If I don't walk away, I'm not going to be here anymore. I felt like he was going to unalive me in too many situations. Like I told you guys before, I almost got pushed out of a moving car, 9 months pregnant, got thrown down a flight of stairs. One time his friend called me, like a mutual friend. He was over there and I was at home. Mutual friend called me and said, "Hey, your husband's over here. He's tearing up my house. You know, he's drunk. Can you come get him?" When I came and got him, that made him upset. I don't know if that made him feel like he was less of a man because I was coming to get him, but that was the start of my domestic abuse with him. And that was before we got married. And then I still decided to marry him after that. So again, we just have to be careful. We have to be mindful about what we're doing, and there is help available. I thank you guys for watching Truth TV Podcast. Like I said, thank you for all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. I will be coming on camera more as I'm more comfortable. Like I said before, I was having some self-image issues. You know what I'm saying? When you go through anxiety and depression for so many years, it takes a lot to come out of that. So I'm trying to come out of my shell. So you guys bear with me. If you have any questions, you can email us at truth.tvpodcast. You can follow us on Instagram as well. I would like you guys to like, share, and comment on the videos. And I would love to hear from you. If anyone wants to tell their story on my platform, like I said, this is a safe space. You know, there's no bullying or anything because I'm going to come after the bully, honey. I'm going to get them together real quick because I don't play none of that stuff. So I appreciate you guys for watching. And until next time, be safe and be blessed. Peace.